Local breaking news. This is News Channel 3 covering West Michigan live at 5.
Voters will hit the polls today to decide on several local issues and pick city leaders. We're live all morning breaking down the ballots.
Today marks the 4-year anniversary of the death of 11-year-old Jodi Perick in St. Joe County. Now, investigators say they're closing in on a suspect. The latest on the search to find her killer. Plus, a boxing legend passes away. We'll take a look back this morning at the life of Smokin' Joe Frazier. Today is Tuesday, November 8th. Good morning, I'm Josh Rowe. And I'm Marcy Koperger. Good to see you this morning.
Crews respond to a house fire in Albion. Fire reported just after 2 a.m. on Ash Street. Dispatchers tell us no one was inside at the time and no one was hurt. Crews are still on the scene. Right now, we're working to get more information. We'll bring that to you just as soon as we know more.
Well, the polls open in less than 2 hours as voters gear up to cast their ballots for local leaders and several school issues. It's Election Day in West Michigan. Jessica Wheeler joins us live from the newsroom with more on the races. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Marcy. There are 3 mayor positions on the line in West Michigan. Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, and Grand Rapids will all be voting on mayor. In Kalamazoo, there are 16 candidates vying for 7 open seats on the city commission. That list includes some familiar faces like Mayor Bobby Hopewell and Commissioner Stephanie Bell, Hannah McKinney, David Anderson, and Don Cooney. Bobby Hopewell is hoping to keep his position as mayor. He'll stay there if he gets the most votes. In Grand Rapids, the voters will also be choosing mayor. George Hartwell is running to keep that seat, but he does have some competition. Michael Paul Gianfrido is challenging the 2-term mayor. In Battle Creek, voters will choose on commissioners. There are 11 candidates for the at-large seats. Once the commission is elected, they will select the mayor and the vice mayor. Right now, Susan Baldwin is mayor and Chris Simmons is vice mayor. Simmons lost his job with the state and his wife is facing fraud accusations. Today, we'll find out if those issues affect him at the polls. Now, the polls do open today at 7 a.m. They will remain open until 8 o'clock tonight. If you need to find out where your polling place is, you can go to our website, WWMT.com. Just click on the link section. We've got all the information you need to know right there. Coming up in our next half hour, we will highlight some of the big issues that are facing West Michigan voters. Reporting live in the newsroom, Jessica Wheeler, News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Jessica. And you can count on News Channel 3 for complete election coverage. As soon as the votes start coming in, you'll see them on air and on our website at WWMT.com. We'll also have a complete recap starting tomorrow morning on News Channel 3 live at 5.
It's been 4 years since 11-year-old Jodi Perick was found dead in St. Joe County. State police tell us they're closing in on her killer. Perick's mother reported her missing, and hours later, she found her daughter's body in a Constantine Township cemetery. For years, the case went cold, but earlier this year, state police set up shop in Constantine with 4 troopers focusing on finding justice for Jodi, and it looks like their work may be paying off. Detective Sergeant Shane Krieger says his team has received hundreds of tips since they started working the case in January, and they've analyzed close to 100 DNA samples. Now he says they've found more evidence.
Between the initial investigators and us on the cold case team, we're just over 1,060 tips right now. Some video surveillance footage, which we have obtained that the original investigators did not obtain, and as well as eyewitnesses.
Krieger says he cannot give any insight into the nature of what was seen by the witnesses or what was captured in surveillance video because of the investigation. He also cannot tell us if a suspect has been identified, but he says he's hopeful they'll crack the case.
We are confident that that we're on the right path to a successful resolution. I would hope we can do it within the year, and that's a goal of ours. I think it's a reasonable goal.
We reached out to Jodi Perick's mother, Valerie Carver, last night to ask about the investigation. She was not available. Detectives who work closely with her tell us she will likely talk about Jodi's murder sometime today.
Boxing fans around the world are mourning today over the loss of a true legend.
Smokin' Joe Frazier died last night at the age of 67. The former heavyweight champion recently announced he was battling liver cancer. He was diagnosed just a few weeks ago. He was the first man to defeat Muhammad Ali in the so-called fight of the century back in 1971. The The two fought 2 more times in the 70s, including the epic Thrilla in Manila. Ali won both of those.
The two would go on to have a storied decades-long rivalry, with Frazier often playing second fiddle to Ali. But Frazier will never be forgotten, always be remembered as one of the sport's fiercest competitors.
This morning, Ali issued a statement on Frazier's passing, saying he will always remember him with admiration and respect. He also says the world has lost a great champion and expressed sympathy for Frazier's family.
A man accused of ramming a Greenville police cruiser and knocking out an officer is expected to face a judge today. Mitchell Byrne turned himself in on Monday. Police say early Sunday morning he rear-ended Officer Sean Parsons' patrol car, sending it up over a curb and a phone box, and then he took off. Officer Parsons went to the hospital and is now recovering. Byrne is expected to be charged with failure to stop at the scene of an accident and reckless driving. In Kent County, 2 men convicted of murder are due to be sentenced today. Omar Rosas and Simon Aguilar were found guilty of shooting and killing Luis Chavez Partey last year outside a club near the corner of 44th Street and Kalamazoo Avenue in Grand Rapids. Investigators say after Partey had already been shot, Rosas ran him over with a car. We'll let you know later today how long the 2 will be spending behind bars.
Hundreds of new jobs are on the way to Allegan County. Perrigo broke ground on Monday on a new 50,000 square foot facility in Allegan at the company's headquarters. It will have conference rooms and office space for about 200 people, plus an area for large meetings and training. Perrigo's president and CEO says the facility will create 400 jobs.
We need additional scientists, we need additional quality people, we need additional sales, marketing people, all designed to help us, and finance people, all designed to help us deliver a quality, affordable health care product.
Perrigo hopes to have the building up and running by January 2013. Time right now, 5:09. Coming up, the new beer keg tag law has a local microbrew owner taking legal action. To find out why Larry Bell is not happy about the law and why he says it unfairly targets microbreweries.
Plus, after just 9 hours of deliberations, jurors reach a verdict in the Conrad Murray case. Hear how his family reacted to the news and how his lawyers plan to move forward.
Controversy is brewing in Denver, Colorado over tickets being handed out for stopping at a stoplight. Here's what's happening. A camera set up at stoplights around the city. When a driver comes to a stop, their vehicle must be behind the white line or they get a ticket for $75. That's strictly enforced whether you're just a tad over or several inches over.
Just stealing money when who has extra money these days?
I think this is an injustice, and I think it's completely unfair.
I didn't go through the red light. I just didn't stop right at the white line.
Now, the law says traffic must stop behind a clearly marked stop line. Denver police say they've carefully reviewed every photo taken before they decide if a ticket should be issued.
When we review the violation image and the front tire is this close to the stop bar, we will not issue the citation.
Officials say the law is there for a reason. Vehicles can block the intersection if they don't stop at the line and can force pedestrians to go around. That can be dangerous and put pedestrians in danger of getting hit. The city's now promising a study on the effectiveness of the cameras. Colorado Springs actually shut off its red light cameras after studies showed it did not improve safety.
Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain is expected to hold a press conference today to discuss the latest sexual harassment allegations made against him. Monday, a 4th woman accused Cain of inappropriate behavior more than a decade ago. Karen Balick claims she had dinner with Cain in 1997, hoping he would help her find a job. Instead, she says he put his hand under her skirt and tried to get her to perform a sex act. Cain's campaign insists all of the allegations against him are completely false. Former Penn State football coach Jerry Sandusky is expected in court tomorrow on child sex abuse charges. He's accused of sexually assaulting 8 underage boys while he worked at the school. 2 former top university officials also surrendered to authorities on Monday. They're accused of covering up the scandal.
Time right now is 5:28. You might have heard of this, a chicken pox party. Parents putting infected kids together with healthy kids so they can get the disease at a young age. What you may not have heard of, some parents now ordering it through the mail. We'll explain and tell you why doctors say it's not a good idea.